Hello, friends. It's Suzanne, and today is Valentine's Day. So, I would like to first of all say Happy Valentine's. Here is a virtual chocolate for you, and I hope you enjoy it. So, today, as we are all in this theme of love, I have been pondering over the greatest love story, of course, which we know is Jesus Christ and the word that he gives us. And today, when I went to open up my Bible, I actually was going to just pick up where I left off in Luke. And I opened my Bible and there were papers inside. And, sometimes they just grab your attention when you shove them in there. And so I took a peek at them and then I laid them down and noticed after doing that I had landed on the last page of Proverbs. And my husband had written me a beautiful love note in my Bible. There were two. He had written one in 2012, and then he had written one in 2022, 10 years later. And it was a precious note that went right along with the Proverbs 31 wife of noble character. Who can find her? And so he had put beautiful, he had penned beautiful words there just to share his love for me and how he saw me as that woman of noble character that Proverbs 31 talks about. So I decided to go and read it. And I'm going to read it. I'm going to point out a few things for you. I'll let you read it all on your own, but I'm going to point out a few things. And then I'm going to share with you the new insight that the Lord gave me today. And I think it might surprise you because it has to do with the husband of notable character. So stay tuned for all of this. But the things I wanted to point out on the Proverbs 31 famous chapter is, first of all, the title right above it that's pinned in my Bible mentioned that it was the sayings of King Lemuel. And I guess I'd never really paid attention to that before. And I thought, who is this king? I've never heard of him. So I looked him up, and it turns out nobody's really heard of him. But we do know a few things about him, that he had a mother that trained him well and had taught him some sayings, and he had taken them to heart, and she had written them upon him, had talked about him when they sat, when they walked, when he was going to bed, all the things, lived it out, and he remembered. And so now he's recalling these things that he had learned from his mom, and I would also say from his father. And so he pins them out. And some of the things that she taught him that stood out to him is that she made it clear to him that she was that he was the son of her womb and the son of her vows. So she was saying that she was married to his father, and he is their son. And she says, you're strong, because she says, don't waste your strength on women who would seek to ruin you, basically. And then she gives him other wisdom to keep a sound mind and to not forget that there are people in poverty that need help and can't speak up for themselves, to make sure that, as he became a king, or was a king perhaps at the time, that he not forget that it was in his power to speak up for the poor and the helpless, and to see that they get justice. And then she goes on to say, a wife of noble character, who can find her? Who can find her? She wants him to know these are the things that you should seek in a wife. Don't forget what I've taught you. And I think a lot of times we read this to say, where on earth can anybody find a wife of noble character? Because it says, who can find a virtuous and capable wife? If you read it that way, it's like, who on earth can find a virtuous and capable wife? I don't know. But I don't think that's what was being said here at all. I think she's saying, my son, this is who you are. And I want you to find someone that's like you. Who can find her? You can. And why? Because usually people are looking, when it comes to character traits, not necessarily personality, but when it comes to character traits and things that are most meaningful to them, they're looking for someone else that they could share that same thing with. If you like to live tidy, you're probably not going to be attracted to somebody who does not. If you like to travel, you're going to look for somebody else who likes to travel. If you desire to raise your family in the ways of the Lord and go to church and help others, you'll be attracted to others who are like that. So who can find them? If you want that, you be like that. I think that this mom is saying, son, this is who you are. And this is the person that you're going to find. Who can find her? You can. And this is what she looks like. And she goes on to say, you can trust her. She'll be a helper to you. She will prepare for your whole household, clothing, food. She's able to be, you're a leader, and she is too. And he says she will be able to take care of financial things and help the family. She can find a field and buy it and be an entrepreneur, plant a vineyard and make a profit. And with what she does, she gets involved. She's energetic, she's strong, and she works hard. She is not afraid to get involved and do what it takes. And as she does, she will make a profit, not only to take care of her own family and to take care of helping you, but also she'll be able to lend a hand to help others, to the poor, and open up her arms to the needy. She has, I love this, verse 21, she has no fear of winter for her household, for everyone has warm clothes. She has prepared ahead. She knows it's coming. And so she knows it. They're going to need clothes and coats and blankets. And she makes sure she takes care of that. In fact, it says she even makes a lot of it herself. And this mother is saying her husband is well known at the city gates where he sits with other civic leaders. I think she's telling her son, you're looking for this kind of wife, but this is the kind of man that you need to be. You need to step up and get involved where it really counts. And she goes on, this wife will be clothed with strength and dignity, and she laughs without fear of the future. How can that be? Because she has faith. She has faith in her God who will take care of them. And she trusts that her husband is a good leader as well. When she speaks, her words are wise, and she gives instruction with kindness. She watches over her household. She's not lazy. And in so doing, she teaches her children, as does the husband. And her children rise up and they call her blessed. And the husband praises her. And this is what he praises her with, these words. There are many virtuous and capable women in the world, but you surpass them all. His eyes are for her. So he's not dumb that there aren't other women out there that are capable and strong and worthy and noble of character, but she, his wife, she's the one. She's the one that he cares about, that he values, and that he has eyes for, and that he cherishes. He sees what's inside. And in fact, it goes on to say, that beauty will be fleeing. Of course, as we age, we change. Everybody does. But it says that the woman who fears the Lord will be greatly praised. Reward her for all she's done. Let her deeds publicly declare her praise. Why is that? Because this is lasting, what's in your heart. And that's the real beauty that shines out. And That is who the noble wife is. So today, after reading through that, I thought, wow, there's more to this story. We need to read between the lines, because this is not just talking about the wife, and the mother doesn't even know who his wife will be. She's saying, these are the qualities you need to look for, and you can find her because this is the man you are. So I went back to the scriptures and I wrote out the things that I noticed about the man of notable character. And if he's looking for a wife like this, she's looking for a husband like this. So here's what I said. Here's what I wrote. The Proverbs 31, husband. A husband of notable character. What woman can find him? It was he who found her. He searched for her and found treasure. He pursued her and won her heart. He values her. His wife is worth more than precious rubies to him. He demonstrates trust in his wife. His life has been enriched. He's not hindered, but helped. He's prepared for all seasons. He's well known. He's a civic leader. He sits in the council meeting. He's a good man. He honors his wife and cherishes her. Who can find a faithful man of integrity who is a strong and respected man of God? A wife of noble character has found him. She witnesses him standing up for others, ensuring justice for those who are perishing by sharing Jesus with them, that none should perish. She sees him speaking up for the poor and helpless, as he's not afraid to get to know them, share his resources with them, and speak life-giving words to them. This man of valor puts his words and ways into action and helps those in trouble and in need as God lines his steps, because God can trust this man to be his hands and feet and mouthpiece. He loves him, God, and loves them, others, very well. He is a wise man who has found a life partner to help him and establish a stable, hospitable home with love, kindness, laughter, and faith. It's a place of peace. His children respect their mother and are a reflection of the great leader in the home that he is. They watch their dad in how he treats their mom, and it affects the way they do too. This husband praises his wife and shows gratitude and thankfulness for the way she lives her life and blesses him as his valued wife. His wife's heart is full and truly desires to please the Lord and her husband in doing so, and the family is blessed. This pleases his wife and causes her to love and respect this amazing man she's blessed to call husband even more. And so this love story goes on and continues to grow. Oh, a husband of notable character. Who can find him? The wife of noble character, noted in Proverbs 31, can. I found him. His name is Greg Gramad, and I'm keeping him. And I bless you and encourage you to read this chapter and find the good in the one that you love and cherish, respect, value, and teach your children by the way that you treat your husband or your wife and others, because they're watching. And so on this Valentine's Day, I just love that the greatest love note that I found today was in my Bible, one written there, inspired by men of God in the Proverbs, and one written by my husband forever. So I just pray that you have a wonderful day and know that you too can be noble and notable as you live out the Word of God and love others.